Ahoy, Hexican pirates. Welcome to your Discourse Syndicate. I'm your captain, RG. Yeah, same reaction. I guess, yeah. Anyway, welcome, everybody. It's time for your FN Hangout. This is your there seems to be two streams up, different covers. Hold on one second here. Let me see if I can fix that. Yeah, we do have two. Now we have one. So if you were in the other one and it shut down, go over to the other side. Every once in a while, that happens because we have a lot of people streaming here. Let's see here. How's everything going, everybody? Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to you. It's time for you to get in here and come hang out with the captain. I get to talk about London this week. What an awesome fucking trip that was. So I didn't realize how many Hexicans we have over there in the British Isle area, I guess you call it. What is it? Scotland, Ireland, England. There's a whole separate section of England called Liverpool, because those guys are from a different freaking world. I'm telling you right now. But it was a blast hanging out with all of the Hexicans over there. I mean, some of you guys, Dolomite, who else? Hexcelling, who else? Just got to meet Hexgade. He's a freaking true Viking. Like him and Markable, like should be, on some Viking ship somewhere. They're two straight up Vikings. But what an awesome time it was to hang out in the UK with some awesome Hexicans. The party was off the chain. I guess I should let's see. Let me put what's up, guys? Let me say hi to the chat. All right. And it's kind of cliche. I see all these streamers do that. It's like say hi to this chat room. I don't know if it's necessary, but I should, I guess, recognize all you guys for hanging out. Gomer Pyle, Sandy Beach Trader, Hex Softball, Crypto Freedom, David West, Swearworks. What's up? What's up, Swearworks? Oh man, one of the greatest OG trolls of all time, Swearworks. Let's see, Tripod, Hexart, Diraj. Yes, the Golden Mike man himself. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. What time is it over there for you? Isn't it like crazy hours? Gomer Pyle, Debased, Shillem Defoe, Hex Monkey. What's up, bro? Been a long time, man. Come hang out with us sometime. Chris, I can't. Psych defect. Dorsey 78. Dorsey always in the house. Who else we got? Hexwood, Pulse Former, and what's up, guys? What's up? Tony Scott 1. Talk about traveling nowadays. Oh my God, the freaking thing was just crypto Gammy, and Timmy B. What's up, Timmy B? So first of all, just to get across the pond, you have to either vaxxed or get your test done, right? Your whatever they call that PRC test or whatever. So you got to get that done. Then you get over there. Now, on the second day you're there, you got to take another one. Now, we all traveled like when the rules were changing. So the rules changed in London, like on the 30th, and we're all traveling on that day. So the next day we got there, we were being exposed to a different set of rules. So then you had to go and get yourself another test, another PCR test. So like the second day you're there, you're spending all this time trying to find a test, get the test. I got it delivered to me. I ordered it and got it delivered to the hotel, took the test. Then I had to find a mailbox. Luckily, when I was out with all the fellas, found a mailbox, dropped it in. So that was done. So then of course, when they get the results, they put it online so you can show it to the airport when you get to the airport. Then the event itself needed one of these quick tests. So we all did the quick test. It was, boom, boom, like the pregnancy test has the line, whatever. So we did that test. And then they changed the rules. So before we left the country, you had to go get another PCR test. So literally, like half of the time you're there, you're like looking for these tests and trying to get tested. What a nightmare, man. What a nightmare. And then of course, I think right after we leave, they started shutting down London, doing all kinds of weird shit with London. So my hat's off to you and to all of my new friends in London. Freaking love you guys. You guys know who you are. Special folks out there. Just took care of us, made sure that everything was right. Oh, and on top of all that, I got to meet Cy from Hex Toys. If you guys haven't been over to Hex Toys, get over to Hex Toys and support this guy, because this guy is, I'm not going to dox him and say what he did, but I'll tell you, he was a big part. He was the part of why Richard got that Hex medallion from the community. I mean, that thing is freaking brilliant, man. It was badass. When we went and had dinner. Oh, the dinner. Can't wait to tell you about this freaking dinner. When we went there, I got to hold it and, put it on and stuff. And that thing is freaking dope, man. It's not my style. I probably wouldn't be wearing a big old Hex pendant, but, it's freaking, it was cool as shit. So anyway, Shalom Defoe says, I was there, but I was hiding under the bed in RG's room the whole time. Ooh, that was boring. Anyway, so got to hang out with Cy from Hex Toys, and that guy is like a gentle giant and the best of human beings possible. So guys, go over there and support him. I mean, he's doing all kinds of stuff for Hex and the ecosystem in the background, dropping things on Richard and just always being generous to folks. And he got me my new pistolas. I got there and he presented these to me at the dinner. So it was awesome. Try getting these in and out of London. I'm telling you, man, how another story at the airport about those. But anyway, Cy, freaking love you, bro. Love you, man. Just a mountain of a man too. Like, you can't hug a dude. You got to wrap your arms around him. Yeah. Big dude, but gentle giant, just the salt of the earth, best kind of people you can make. I heard Kinetics filling his bucket this morning, and I mean, we may sound like we're shilling for him or something, but no, he's just that kind of guy. He's just that kind of guy. So anyway, very nice to meet you, my new brother, Cy. So where we met was at this restaurant. Gosh, I wish I would have had the card here. I forget the name of it. So it's this Scandinavian restaurant, right? So it's hosted by Big K. Big K hosts this Scandinavian feast. Like, it's like you don't get to choose your food. It's coming to the table and it's all laid out in front of you, telling you what you're going to get. And it looks phenomenal. It's like, oh man, look at all this cool stuff. Well, the first plate that comes out is like some sushi looking shit, right? Like some fish, like no rice, just some fish with some like stuff that looked like stale mayonnaise. You know how mayonnaise looks like after it's been sitting out for a day or two? It's got that greasy fucking nasty look to it. Well, it was what was that shit? Herring? I think it was herring. It was herring or something like that. Fucking. So, sushi, I can eat sushi. It's like raw fish. Yeah, whatever, but this shit was like, it was like old nasty fish, and it didn't like stink, but it had the most horrible texture you could imagine. It was just, I ate there was 3 different piles of it, like with different fucked up looking mayonnaise sauce on it, greasy, grimy looking fucking, just it looked like more like something out from underneath a fucking car or something you'd see. And I ate that shit, man. And no, this wasn't the stinky stuff. This was more like fresh sushi with some sauce on it or something. It was fucking nasty, man. Oh my God. I would have gladly had some fermented shit, because at least it would have fallen apart. This stuff was like tough, freaking texture, hard, like not like jerky, but like just, you know, didn't flake apart like if it was fermented or something. It was, oh God, it was nasty. And then I thought, okay, it's got to get better from here, right? You know, and the next dish came out and it was fucked up too. It was just nasty. I don't know what that one was either, but it was nasty. And then they kept more. And I'm looking at the chart, like I don't want to make Big K feel bad that this stuff, like this was like posh restaurant. It wasn't like some dump or whatever. This is like some freaking high dollar shit, right? And he hosted us, and so I'm trying to be kind, you know, and eating this shit and stuff, and like, oh yeah, and after about the third course, like, I'm fucking done, man. I can't hide it no more. I can't stomach it no more. I can't eat no more. And then it's like I see Swedish meatballs on the next like dish coming out. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. They can't fuck up for Swedish meatball. They fucked up a Swedish meatball. I'm serious. Those fucking meatballs were disgusting. I don't know where they got them or who told them that those were fucking meatballs, but that shit was disgusting. And it didn't have any fucking sauce or nothing to go with it. It was just straight up, dried up fucking balls of whatever the hell they were. And it was just nasty. That wasn't the worst of it. So now my palate is destroyed. I'm hungry. My stomach hurts. I'm grossed out. I'm like about to puke. And then I see cheese plate. They had a cheese plate coming. I'm like, okay, some cheese will freaking clear this whole thing, right? I'll be okay. I can have some cheese and I'll be all right. Well, the cheese plate came out and the cheese wasn't like all bad. I mean, it was like dry, hard, like a piece of Parmesan that had been like over aged. So it wasn't the best either, but at least it was like salty and it was getting the fucking taste out of your mouth from all that other bullshit. But they had this cracker with it, this very, very thin cracker, and it had like seeds on it. So it's like, okay, well, you know, the cracker, fucking take the rest of the shit away, salty cheese. All right. So I bit into this goddamn cracker. And I'm telling you, of all the things that were horrible in that meal, that cracker was absolutely the goddamn worst thing in the whole fucking meal. It's this cracker was like, oh my God, what did they put on it? They put like, it tasted like cologne mixed with dog crap. I mean, it was just horrible, man. It was horrible. So, I mean, Kurkowski, my bro, thank you for giving me the most horrendous experience I've ever had at a restaurant. I'll never forget it. It was absolutely the fucking worst food I have ever had in my life with the best company, because everybody there was freaking badass. I mean, it was Hexican Extravaganza was there. It was really cool. So the company, A+, food, I ain't even going to give it an F. It doesn't even rate. That food doesn't even rate. That was like oppressive food right there. That was like offensive food. That was like food on the attack coming after you. It was that bad. Never, ever eat Scandinavian food. I wouldn't eat it anywhere. I'm sorry. You know, Scandinavians, you got something better out there that I don't know. I don't even think I'd be willing to try it because I have been ruined. I've been ruined for Scandinavian food forever. So anyway, that was our first night there. Hung out, got my new guns, hang out with Kurkowski and his old lady and their friends and their entourage that they had with them. Brent, Richard's buddy, was there. Kinetics, was Hexo there? Gosh, I can't remember. Everybody was at that dinner, but Cy was there. I think Hoddle Dog was there. My boy Hoddle Dog, man. You know, there's some people, like, you meet some people and you're cool with them, right? And you become friends or whatever. But Huddle Dog is just one of those guys you just fall in love with, man. He's just a good dude, man. Just love that guy. Love him. He's just a freaking awesome dude. Just like Cy and Huddle Dog were just tops, man. Tops. And then so that next day, gosh, man, things just kind of start washing away at that point. And then we, the surreal event was oh, my hotel. My hotel was phenomenal. There's a place called the Now, NHOW, the Now in London. If you ever want to go to London and like really enjoy the London experience, go see that place, man. Go stay there. I stayed in a suite there, and it's like London punk rock, freaking Art Deco, just freaking killer. I'll have to get the pictures up next time and put them up. I should have had the pictures ready, but I didn't. Like when you go into the bathroom, staring at you, life-size photo on the wall is Henry VIII, and he's sitting there. I think it's Henry VIII. I'm not sure. Anyway, but he's sitting there with his legs spread open, staring at you while you're on the freaking toilet, right? And his stuff's hanging out, but they got it all pixelated, but it's still there. It's funny as shit, man. But the whole hotel was just freaking badass. Art Deco, punk rock, London Calling, just a really, really cool place. And the service, the people, awesome. And then my room looked out into, I really fell in love with London. It was really nice. For somebody who's like a beach guy and a surf guy and an island guy, I really, really appreciated what London is, because London it's massive. It's fucking just building after building, just expansive, buildings everywhere and tall. So you get no service. Like your phone is in and out. But there's small streets all over the place and these old buildings, but still really, relatively clean as compared to like most big cities. And just like you think, it's all this old historical buildings. And then they have these streets called Mews and stuff like that. And like there's these small streets, and then behind the buildings, there's these even smaller streets. And what I was told was that's where they used to put the horses. So like back when they had horses, the horses went back behind those, and that's when they put them in the building or the barn or whatever in the back. But so there's these small streets and then smaller streets, so you can barely get down and shit. So one car like barely fits, and they drive two cars down them. And but just when the rain comes down and it gets wet out there, it's like, man, that city is the darkest, dankiest, coldest, freaking wickedest city. I loved it, every minute of it, man. It was just really, really cool, man. Really cool. So dug that, being there, dug the place. Not that I'd probably ever want to like live there, but it wouldn't hurt me to stay there. That's for sure. I could spend some time in London, even when it was cold, but like they have all these little like cozy, like tea houses and stuff where you can go in and get something to eat, but it's always all warm, and like they got a fire going and shit. It's fucking really cool, man. Really cool. Nostalgic too. So enjoyed the London experience itself, and the people really diverse, kind of like an LA type of thing where you've got just all kinds of different cultures there. So that was interesting. And then the first experience I had, after, getting there and the dinner and doing all this stuff, was I got to meet Richard. Now, for those of you who haven't had the chance to meet Richard, or always wanted to or whatever, it was something I really wanted to do. I couldn't wait to meet the man. And because there's something about being face to face and giving somebody a hug, a handshake, looking eye to eye, talking, sharing the same space, that just you can't do here on stream, and I really wanted that experience, because I've always thought, Richard was a certain type of person, right? But I wanted to see how he was going to react to me, and how he was going to, and our first our first meeting, of course, it was filmed. So I was a little like, didn't want to do that, but, I wanted that to be a kind of a personal thing, but I know these guys are working really hard on this documentary. So I said, okay, let's let them have that experience. So, I mean, I hope that was as genuine as I had planned it to be. And even though cameras were rolling and stuff, but just being there with them, expressing my gratitude for what Hex has done and what he's done, and him also expressing his gratitude for what we've done, what I've done personally. And, we talked, we exchanged some pleasantries, and then, it was a little awkward with the cameras being there, but still, man, we connected. And, I tweeted out the other day, I liked this guy before, and I freaking love him now, man. He's a good dude and a good human being. And looking into his eyes and talking to him, and knowing who he is now is like, hey, all you haters, you ain't got shit on that man. He's a real deal, and he's going to clean your clocks and eat your lunches. So stand by. This guy ain't going nowhere. I got his back. And, Richard's a good dude, and he's going to take this thing really, really far with all of us. He's his gratitude and his appreciation for everything that we've all done. I saw it in his eyes. I saw, how surprised he was at everything and how it all came together, and how the Hexicans came to the plate and did all this stuff. And it's been you guys. I was told many a times while I was there, thank you for doing what you do. And I keep telling you guys, I ain't do shit, man. I did not do shit. I just turned the button on and talked to you guys, and you guys came and did it. Like tonight, why is nobody coming in? Is this like chatting with the captain FN Hangout? Let me see. I'm going to paste the link in there. I know I put it in. Maybe I gave the wrong link. I don't know. Is it the wrong link? So anyway, so backtrack real quick. After that event with Richard that was recorded, we had a big dinner with all the donors and the people that contributed to the film. And we had some real heart-to-heart talks and introduced everybody. And those were all the real sacrificers to, the Hex community, to the documentary project. So thank you to every, man that was in there. There wasn't any women at that point, but thanks to everyone that was in that room. They had dinner. We got to sit down with Richard and have dinner with him, and we all chatted and had a good time, had a great dinner. And then we all got whisked off to the event. But the best time I had was, hey, what's up, Dolo? So Dolomite, got to meet Dolomite. Good dude there, man. You are shorter than me, Pirate. Huddle Dog is the most fantastic person. Yes, he is. I don't think that I was shorter than you, Dolo. I don't think so, buddy. Maybe I was a little bit. But anyway, the short thing is just, that's played out. It's old. But anyway, so the next day afterwards, I was invited out to go meet Richard, and we went shopping. He was out shopping. So this is funny as shit, right? So I got a picture of it. A lot of people saw the video on YouTube, but so I go meet him at this place called Selfridges. Selfridges is like the mall of like the world, like mall. Like I was in there, and it was like freaking insane amounts of like beautiful people, wealthy people, all shopping at, like Christmas time shopping, like packed that place. So I go in there, and I'm supposed to be looking for Richard. It's like, hey, come to the men's department, by the Gucci store. so I go walking up there. There's me, I got my shit on. I'm walking through this freaking $high mall, going up through Gucci, looking, I'm like asking the guy, like, where's Gucci? And it's like right in my front of my face. He's like, points right there, dude. So I turn around, I start to walk, and then all of a sudden, all this crowd of people. Now, this is London, man, and end of November, December, and it's like fucking 40 degrees outside. It's cold, man. It is really, really cold. And so I'm all bundled up. I got this long trench on, you know, and my pant jeans and long shirt and flannel actually and stuff. And bebopping across in front of me is fucking Richard just high stepping down the aisle. And he's wearing like some fucking underwear pajamas shit, like some silk white, like I think is like some $4,000 underwear pants, like shorts with, you know, there's a shirt and it's all got like these silver studs all over the whole thing, like these bright, so, you know, glistening silver studs all over it. And he's just fucking strutting through the Selfridges mall, you know, in front of all these people turning heads everywhere. And I said, "Yo, Rich." And he turned around, "Hey, RG." And so we went and hung out, and then we went and had dinner. He had his gal there, and he had a couple of gals from the fashion department that were there. What do you call it? Dressing him and finding clothes for him and all that kind of stuff. So we all went up to eat and hung out, and that's where I got to really like get to know Richard a little bit and just kind of talk to him, see what kind of human being he is, watch him, you know, just his mannerisms, and just what a great guy, man. We're in good hands, guys. We're in really good hands. And for those of you who did get to meet him also, you will probably say the same thing. So it's one thing to see him on stream, see what he does. It's another thing to be right in front of him and have him having a real conversation with you. It's really, really, really awesome to know that he is who he is. Okay, so let's see what anybody has to say. Someone going down the street in a gold lame suit would not look out of place. Oh, by the way, thanks for the 3690 there, Dolomite. Not look out of place. No, you know what? The funny thing about Richard is no matter how outlandish he looks, he's never out of place. He doesn't, it's like we were in groups of people and we were all, you know, jeans and shirts and this and that. And here comes Richard and sits down and he's got all this freaking moon boots. By the way, every single picture you see of Richard, he's got these fucking 3-inch heels on, right? So he's a tall man already, but he's got these 3-inch heels on. Like, so like poor people like, you know, Kinetics and everybody look like they're like 2 foot tall compared to him. But yeah, man, he he's walking around in these moon boots and just like dominating over the top of everybody, except for people like Hodl Dog and there's a couple others, you know. But yeah, he's bebopping around those, but never looked out of place, man. Never looked out of place. And I you know, on top of meeting Richard, I got to meet his buddy Brent, and wow, that guy. So I mean, if this is Richard's, you know, best friend or his buddy, then I know, man, we got some good people behind what we're doing. I mean, Brent, I can't say enough good stuff about that guy too, man. He was just phenomenal, and such a young man to be out there doing what he's doing. Just freaking A, man. Just awesome. So anyway, I hear you. Okay, softball, talk about Pulse. Yeah, I will. I just wanted to share my London experience. That's what it was. Hung out with Hexo and his wife and everybody else, and just had an awesome time. First class both ways. That was incredible. I'm telling you, ain't nothing like flying first class. I'm never gonna fly coach again after that. No more freaking stale pretzels for me. It's gonna be all about the, you know, sleeping. They got like, you got a bed, man. You got a fucking bed. Like your chair goes into a bed, and you got all this area, and they wait on your hand and foot and bring you 3 meals, and it's freaking awesome, man. Love that. So anyway, okay, so Testnet launched tonight. Testnet launched, and we've been waiting for it. Word on the streets is, I think Richard said it, the PulseSwap token, whatever it's going to be called. I don't think it's going to be called PulseSwap, because I think when I was talking to Richard, he said that, you know, he's coming up with a new name. Okay, that's right. So Cabana stream's going. That's what's going on. All right. That's right. He had his 1 year anniversary, right? That's cool. That's cool. Sorry, man, I couldn't make it, man. I was busy as hell over here, and then had to start the stream, get the FN Hangout going, and nobody's here. So that's cool. Yeah. So yes, Twitch project. Testnet 2 is live. It is live. It went live this afternoon, a couple hours ago. It's now I guess we're a couple weeks away from launching the swap token. So nice. Once that's launched, then after testnet, we're supposedly just a few weeks away. From Pulse launch. Maybe January 1st. I don't know. I'm just pulling a hexo right now. Hey, look, it's getting ready right now. Maybe it's, gonna be next couple of weeks. So we have a Hexican I've never seen before jumped in the green room. So I'm gonna bring this new Hexican up. Hold on one second, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what's gonna happen here, but this is Starcat. How you doing, Starcat?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm good. Just updating the community on the London trip and talking to them about the new testnet that just went up. What's going on with you?
Yeah, that trip looked like a lot of fun, but
A lot of fun.
yeah, we're just out just talking about some of the new NFT project that I was working on called Boohoo Clothing, but we're featuring some X stuff, and it's a virtual fashion line for digital avatar characters, but
okay,
that's what we're doing tonight.
So you were okay. So I think I got your tweet. You guys tweeted to me and showed me your Boohoo. Is that what it is?
Boohoo. Yeah, it is.
So the stuff you sent me had like a bunch of shit coins on them and Bitcoin. So I didn't see the Hex stuff. Did you have Hex stuff?
Yeah, it should be up there too now. I did upload some of that today, so maybe if you were there earlier, it wasn't there.
Uh-huh. So you're jumping on so you're jumping on shilling your clothing line and your NFT, is that what it is?
They are. So it's kind of, they go to the digital avatars called Vroids, so you can use them on your streaming if you do virtual avatar streaming, VTubing,
okay, so what is VTubing?
It's like they have it's like a 3D avatar character, and usually they're anime style, but it's just instead of using a face, you can have that model for you.
Okay.
And so it's just kind of a streaming or YouTube thing.
It's a 3D avatar that's attached to a NFT. Is that what you're telling me it is?
I have made a couple that are the NFTs, but in general, they're not necessarily. But yeah, so I have some VTuber avatars, and I'm also making little matching dolls for them.
So okay. So we got a Hex and a Pulse doll. That looks evil, honey. That looks evil.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
No, put it back up there. Put it back up there. I didn't say that I
cup of tea, but
no, but it looks like something that's gonna come and get you. That's what it looks like. It looks like if I had that in my house at night, I'd be like walking by the room going, "The fuck is that?" Look at him. Look at him. Did you make those? Now they're like that's like anime is what that is.
It is, yeah. So it's a custom like smart doll. They're called smart dolls. But I did make
dolls.
That's what the brand is. But I did all the face paint, the eyes, the wig, the hoodie, the little pants and everything. Yeah. Sorry, out of frame. Okay.
Okay, let me see her.
That's the other Hex design that we not.
Let me see your face. Bring her down a little bit. There we go.
Kind of dark. Yeah, it's hard to see the.
Okay. That's Kinetics's Hexico. That's it. Like, yeah, that looks like his streaming logo. Very, very, very interesting.
Thanks. Yeah, so they have little matching characters that you can put on your computer and do games with too. That's what we have in our project, at least.
Okay. Is the VTube thing that Joker uses to change form on stream? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I know that the Snapchat is what I think Joker uses to change his face and stuff. So this is the sign of a market top. Some people are telling us.
Yeah,
On
I was just
FN Hangout, I get now. Are you a Hexican?
yes, we've been following Richard Hart for a couple years, and we're part of the whole Hex free claim, and everything. So
Okay.
this is just kind of me combining my art projects and NFT, and yeah, there was a lot of the shit coins in the project, but we're kind of doing some Hex stuff too, just branching out.
So no, and I kid, but I mean, Bitcoin, Ethereum were on there because, in my opinion, they failed too. But that's that's a whole different conversation. So you were over on Cabana's stream just a minute ago, right?
Yes.
You were? Okay. And what's going on over there? Happy birthday to the Cabana show. Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what it was. And they're just all hanging out, and just
Well,
got to
right
tell my
on.
story there too. So it's kind of,
And
I wasn't expecting this tonight really, but it's kind of been exciting.
so you're just jumping around like a hex fish out of water then right now. That's what you're doing.
A little bit, yeah.
Well,
But
thanks for coming by. Appreciate you.
thank you.
Is there anything you wanted? Did you want to update anybody on? You know anything about what's going on with the testnet with Pulse launch? Anything?
I don't know any details. I was just hoping that it was soon, as we all do.
It looks like it probably is coming soon. So we'll see what happens here.
Okay, well, I
All right.
appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, have a good night.
Come by more. We'll see you. We'll see you
Oh,
next
sure.
time. All right. So that was awkward, but interesting. Another Hexagon doing something on the side and making creepy kill you dolls. That was a trip. I've never had a effing hangout where nobody shows up and then we have a guest out of like the fucking blue show up. So let's see. Someone said VS testnet launched, but maybe they're goofing off. No, man, fucking Richard announced it. What are you talking about? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? No, Richard announced it. Go look at his freaking Twitter, man. Let's see. Where's Richard's Twitter at? Richard RH, Richard Hart. Richard the Heart. There he is. Let's see. PulseChain Testnet V2 is now live with staking, validator rotation, and V0.5.0 of Go Pulse. Updated docs here. GitLab link is there. Reminder that no sacrifice credits are included in this release. So you won't see the sacrifice credits, but ladies and gentlemen, Testnet V2 is there. And for devs, Testnet V1 will stay up a little longer to allow for migration to V2. So Go Pulse 0.5.0 release notes. And there's the link to the notes. So yes, indeed, folks, it is live. That means that we are around the corner from launch. Now, I wonder what is going to happen to our chart. What's going to happen to the chart now? Is it time? Is it time for Hex to wake up and start moving up and to the right like it does? So I did see a really cool tweet about Peter McCormick. So those of you who don't know who Peter McCormick is, Peter McCormick was the Ultra troll. He was the troll that came in first, streaming with Richard, and he basically did the most ridiculously horrendous stream that I've ever seen. He basically just called Richard a scammer the whole time. You're a scammer. You're a scammer. Scam. Everything Richard said. Yeah, you're a scammer. You're a scammer. And that's all he did. It was ridiculous. It was like having a meeting with a freaking door stopper. I mean, it was horrible. So he later on down the road, after we had bitch slapped him for months, he came up and said, oh, look, Hex is full of wreck plebs. It's taking a dip. And we were in a nice significant dip. I don't know, 30%, something, 40%, maybe more. I don't know. We were in a significant dip. And Mick Fuckface comes in and starts throwing some shade tweets at Hexicans, like it fucking mattered to us, like we give a shit about him. And then right after that, woof, to the moon, and they charted this, and now boom, another dip. It's what's funny is the dip is above where he called the last destruction of Hex, and he said the same thing. He said the same thing today. So hopefully we're getting ready for the McCorm suck dick freaking pump, and we'll see. And here's one of my very favorite bros, which I wish I could have met him out there, but he's in that island where they freaking lock people up for life and don't let them go anywhere. My buddy Hex Mac, what's up? The man with the greatest freaking smile on the whole Hexican community.
What's going on, Cap?
Not much, man. I'm glad you came in here to save me. I was just gonna start telling. I was gonna start telling the real London stories, because there's a bunch of those too.
Drop them. I missed them all.
I don't want to dox too many people, but yeah. There's one thing I do have to freaking drop on the Hexicans. And Sai, I love you, bro. I love you. But if you had anything to do to this, dude, you're freaking at fault too. So they rent out this nightclub for the after party, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like an exclusive London fucking hangout, right? I forget the name of the damn club, but it slips my mind. But it was like exclusive. All right. So the Hexicans got the club for the night. What do they do? What the fuck do these fucking crypto geek motherfuckers do? They close it off to everybody else and just them go there and have a sausage fest and fucking play, in the club all night. What?
Open it up and
it's like you freaking. They should have made it late night. It should have been ladies' night. Ladies get in free. Guys, it's going to cost you $100 to get in tonight. And all the Hexicans with their armbands from the event get in free.
Yep.
You guys got to get planning this shit for you guys, man. I mean, what the fuck? There was like, 3 ladies in there with their husbands, and all of the whole place is full of Hexicans. Fucking fail, man. What a fail.
We need to level up some of the. They need to have a glow up over the next couple of years. A lot of the Hexicans too.
Bro, the game my Hexican brothers have is fucking pathetic. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I love all of you, but your game is fucking shy.
Facts.
Oh, you guys. But you know what? It was the coolest thing because they needed to spread their love and they didn't have anywhere to let, so they were letting it all go on us, right? It was the I'm telling you, Europeans like Americans get drunk and they'll put their arm on you or something and talk to you and drunk and my man, maybe even hug you or whatever. Yeah. Fucking Europeans, man, you guys get they get right up in there, they get on you, start hugging you and nuzzling you and spitting all over you when they're talking. And
I saw a lot of that, picking people up, carrying.
I thought I was like, if I don't have COVID, I got Hep C and a bunch of other shit too. But these motherfuckers were splash.
You're dirty. You're dirty.
I was dirty, man. And so the captain can't hear too good as it is, right? I don't have good hearing. And in these nightclubs, I definitely don't have good hearing.
Oh, yeah,
And
no one does.
If you were from Scotland, if you were from Ireland, or you were from Liverpool, I didn't hear a fucking word you said, because you motherfuckers got some language that I ain't never fucking heard no shit like that in my whole life, man.
You'll struggle out here when you come out here too.
Those boys
struggle.
had it on a whole nother level, man. And those Liverpool motherfuckers, dude, those dudes are fucking, there's some you don't want to mess with the Liverpool dudes, man. I'm telling you, those guys are a different level, freaking European, man. Those are some bad dudes, man. But fucking good people, man. Good people. You guys need to wear. I'm gonna wear a spit shield next time I go to Europe. That's what I just wear, a spit shield, and I can just get in there with you and start nuzzling. And but you know. Yeah. Oh man, I bet the Aussies are. I can't wait to get there. That's one of my bucket list places. I gotta get out there. I gotta get to Australia and go see it. I don't know if they're gonna open it back up before whatever my time is up here, but we'll have to.
You'll get in. You'll sneak in. You'll find a way.
Yeah.
I mean, you've already probably gotten used to it because you're close to a lot of the core Aussies, but. That bogan speak, man. You're gonna have a fun time when you come out here and you've got to deal with it.
Fucking Unwrecked, man. Unwrecked Pirate kills me with that shit. He starts doing that bogan shit, and I'm like, what?
Even I can't understand it sometimes. And I've lived here for 30 years.
Was he happy or mad when he said that? I can't tell half the time. Like, okay, all right, man. Let's see if he's. I think he was happy about that. All right, cool. Anyway, so let's talk Hex, Pulse, Testnet, that kind of stuff. Everybody's getting tired of hearing this stuff. I think they want to hear about what's happening. So Testnet V2 launched.
Yeah. Exciting.
You heard Richard saying that the PulseSwap token was going to be launched pretty soon after that.
Yeah. So sacrifice before the end of the year as well.
Yeah. So I guess monitoring the dev chat. For those of you who are in the dev chat, I get to be a fly on the wall. As long as I don't talk, RG gets to stay. So I don't say anything. I just listen and watch. And most of the stuff, like they were a Scotsman or something, I can't understand what they're saying. But every once in a while, I catch a little nugget in there in that room, and I can tell when they get excited. They start all kinds of code shit starts flying and that's when I could tell the devs are excited. I don't see anybody saying anything, but it's like just all kinds of code starts flying. Oh, they must be excited about something. So that's what's going on in there right now. They're all freaking fired up. Actually, they're all disappeared. Good. They all disappeared as soon as the thing launched. They all disappeared. They're like, out there rebooting their freaking servers and running their programming language, trying to figure out what's going on and all that good stuff. So I know the devs are all tied up and doing shit.
Are you excited for PulseSwap?
So I'm of the ilk that, of course, I mean, I'm going to get some. I'll get some. I'll sacrifice for some, just to do so. Yes. Always good to have Genesis anything. Absolutely. Period. End of story. Handful of Genesis
getting in
anything
on the ground floor
is never going to do you wrong. Especially in my position. In my position.
Oh yeah.
I'm been around since the beginning. Got early T-shares, so I'm sitting in a nice position. Got to sacrifice for Pulse. So this PulseSwap. Of course, I want to have some, but when I look at it on the scheme of things, every swap token that I've ever seen, every place marker token, exchange place marker token I've ever seen has done well. Kind of started out slow and then done well and then dipped and and found its place or whatever. But the native token always does better. The native token always X's over the swap token. And especially when you're giving something up for kind of as a yield tool. Like if somebody's providing liquidity and they get the token for that, you see a lot of that like being treated as, interest that they can spend. So you see a lot of people dumping that token. So I don't know. I can't predict that that's what's going to happen here. But that's kind of what history has told me, is that the native token always does better. And my guess is that Pulse is going to do phenomenal. That's, if I was new or, coming in or, trying to DCA in, I'd be, working on getting my Hex.
Absolutely.
Because Hex and a handful of Pulse, like a 1/3, 2/3 type of situation. And then maybe a little smidgen of the swap token. Oh my gosh, my phone is blowing up.
I think that's a good little combination play. Decide which one you want to go into the hardest. Figure out ratios and then execute.
Yeah, I'd have it. And remember, everybody, this is the advice that we give here is Hex Pulse advice. I don't care about dollars or how much something costs or how much a token costs. We always talk about, what the tokens themselves are doing. And you can never go wrong with Hex because Hex is a yield generator. So, I mean, how can you go wrong with Hex? Hex blows every crypto out of the water because nothing else makes more of itself immutably in a contract that you operate without you handing over your keys. There's nothing like it. So my play is to get as much Hex as I possibly can, because Hex on Pulse is going to be called Hex and then the other is going to be eHex. So Hex, I'd get as much Hex as I possibly get my hands on. And then I get as much shares as possible. And if I was somebody new now, I would be sucking up freaking shares right now while they're cheap. Hex is down, shares are cheap. This is where you should be DCAing in and getting those damn shares and sticking them way out there. Because
this is such a golden opportunity right now that everyone has. So
anybody who's getting 15-year Hex stakes in right now, you win. You're a winner. You're winning. You're doing the right thing. Because if you're not a freaking whale, a shark, a dolphin, a squid, and you're rolling and you're freaking, good to go, then right now, if you're just getting into Hex, this is your opportunity. This is your chance to start setting up your staking future. And I always have told people, if you're DCAing in, if you're coming in with a small amount of capital, you want to get the cheapest shares as possible and stick them out there as far as you can. Those are the ones that are going to gain you the most yield, because the share price is never going to go down on you. It's going to be, we're at a dip. This is a dip. This is about as dippy as dip gets right here. Now, could it go down to 6 cents? Of course it can. Down to 4 cents? Of course it can. Not very probable, but it could. So getting some of this cheap Hex, staking it out as long as you can, is going to be the play right now. And then walk yourself back. Get yourself with a 14-year, a 13-year, 12, 11, a few 10s, and then build a staking ladder and put it out. I always liked building a staking ladder. Like the people that ask me, hey, RG, how should I build a staking ladder? Blah, blah, blah. I always like going the length of the average stake, which is like a 6-year, stake, and then saying, okay, well, I'm going to take my Hex that I have, my Hex bag, and I'm going to stake it out for 6 years. And that's where you start the ladder at that point? No. I'd start it a year from now. I'd whatever. Nice. So it's about time horizon. So when do you, how old are you?
I just turned 30 this year. No,
okay. So you're a young man. I mean, I've got like 2 5.55s on you, man. So already, so you're a young man, and you have your time horizon is different. So when do you want, we all want instant gratification. I get that. I get it, especially when you're young. I mean, fuck, I wish I could have started getting my hex out, 10 years ago versus, at
Absolutely.
this age. So you got to pick the time horizon that you think is adequate for you. Like me, it was 2 years. I was going to stake for 2 years after launch, 2 years. And then my ladder was going to start, so that was adequate for me. So my ladder goes out, monthly stakes. I put bonuses in there. So I did a monthly stake, and then every fourth month I did a bonus month,
Nice.
like doubled it. And
Yep.
so there was a nice staking ladder out there. And now that's matured, we're talking, 70, 80% gain, or even more than that, 90% gain on that.
Yep.
I did those before big payday, so they've got even more, of course. But even now you can still put nice size gain out there. If you go like somebody like you, I'd say, okay, well, at age, I'm going to start taking my staking ladder out at 35. I'm going to go 5 years out and start my 6-7 year ladder from there. So you go out 5 years, it matures for 5 years, which is kind of insane. I mean, who knows what hex is going to be in 5 years, right? I mean, holy smokes. I mean, it could be $100 by then or more, and then at that point, probably most of it's all going to get emergency end stake.
As much as it's been a bit sucky, I have been enjoying watching a lot of the emergency end stakes happening.
Oh my
and
goodness.
playing out. I don't like it because I don't understand what's happening for that particular person on their end. And if they're going through like a shit situation, that sucks. But I mean, even the other day when John Wick good accounted all of those OA stakes.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Yeah. Thank you, John.
Thank you, sir.
And so for people who don't know, John Wick, out of the goodness and kindness of his heart, went in there and saw a bunch of OA stakes that were just sitting there bleeding out. And a good accounting featured them and paid like $5,000 to do so, and pulled all those shares out of the pool. So all those shares are no longer diluting the pool, which gives us all a bigger payout. I don't know how the OA felt about that. I don't know if it messed up with any game theory or whatever. But he did that, and he did it for the community, and hats off. Cool dude, man. That's a big dollar amount there. $5,000 is a big deal.
Yeah.
So
that's a hex flex. That's a real hex flex.
That's a hex flex. So for those of you who don't know what the good accounting feature is, what John Wick did is the originating address had some stakes that it staked early on, and those stakes had come due, but they were just bleeding. They were just at 14 days, your hex stakes start bleeding at, what is it, 1%? So 1% a day.
Think 1%. Is it? Yeah. Is it 1% weekly?
Oh, is it weekly?
I think it takes a while for them to bleed out. Like,
does it?
Maybe you're right. No, I thought it was
just
1 or 2% weekly. I think.
Okay, it's 1 or 2%. Somebody will answer us here in the chat. Correct us.
Yeah.
Correct us. So, it is per week. Okay, so weekly 1%, 1% per week. Yeah. Okay, and then so once that stake is not, like, say, guy's in jail, guy dies, something happens, the stake just sits there and it dilutes the pool. Why? Because those shares are still sitting there as a percentage of the pool. And remember, we get paid out every day in hex based on how much of a percentage of the pool is owned by people. Now, when those shares come out and the hex is minted, those shares are gone. They're out of the pool, and they're no longer diluting the pool. So now they're diluting the pool, saying they're kind of slowly trickling out week by week at 1%. So John Wick hit this feature called good accounting. Now, what good accounting does is it puts your stake in limbo. It doesn't, you don't pull the tokens out. You don't take possession of the tokens, but you stop the bleeding process and you actually mint the tokens. The tokens are minted, but they're not distributed. So they kind of sit in a vault. You mint them, but they sit in a vault, and anybody can hit that feature. So you can go in and do that to anybody's stake that is due. Not, you can't emergency end stake somebody, but you can, you still don't have control of it, but you can hit the good accounting feature, the function, and do what John Wick did. So good accounting function is probably used for tax purposes and for this right here. I think our payout today was closer to 6, right?
Yeah, just under 5.97,
just under like 5.9 something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was, but those stakes weren't bleeding yet. Is that what you think, Ewok? I think that they had come due and he may have stopped them before they bled. I don't know. I thought they had started. They
were in the 2-week grace period still.
Oh, they were still in the 2-week grace period.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So out of the pool, a few extra hex for everybody and cool beans, right?
Yeah.
So that's what that was all about. For those of you who don't understand or didn't know, good accounting feature. Another one of Hex's functions, which there aren't very many. There's stake, there's end stake, there's emergency end stake, and then there's the good accounting feature, and that's it. And then there's send and receive.
Yep, that's it.
That's all you can do with Hex. Pretty boring.
So simple, but so complex.
So simple, but so complex. Actually,
you really want to get into it. It is very simplistic, but that's the brilliance about it, is that like if you want to treat it very simply as like a savings account or like at least something where you're building wealth over time.
Yeah. Very
simple. You don't have to like do the under the 10,000 feet under the ocean deep dive into it. You just use it like that.
It's not hard. Like you said, it is simple. It's just different. It's different than anything anybody has ever seen, dealt with, been around, even in the crypto space. It's different. And that's what's unique about Hex, is that it is different than everything else. It's different than, I'm really excited about my guests that I've been having on lately, because I'm talking to the people in the real fiat world about something that, so some of these people, they know about cryptocurrencies. They've heard about Bitcoin. Some of them even have it, but they don't know anything about it. They know nothing about, what Bitcoin really is, what cryptocurrencies really are. And so to be able to shine a light on Hex as their first experience is really exciting, because when you think about it,
lucky.
when you think about it, it's Hex is everything that I thought cryptocurrencies really were. I was just delusioned as I came in. I was like, oh, that's cool, man. You should be able to do some cool programming. You should be able to be secure and move fast and be cheap and blah, 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 blah. And that wasn't the case. It wasn't the case until Hex came. Everything was just a freaking wreck. Everything was a nightmare out there, an absolute shit show. And now it's like explaining Hex to people is really a cool, easy thing to do, man. You don't have to beat around the bush. It's like, oh, wow. Yeah. That's what cryptocurrency should be. Right. And that's what it is. And it's Hex, and it's different, and it's new, and it's changing things. And, man.
It really is like the first financial product in crypto.
It's the first financial product in the world that's going to work, bro. It's bigger. It's bigger than crypto. It's bigger than,
absolutely. But
Hex is bigger
we have to like break out of it, like whales and everyone else says all the time. We're gonna break out of that, like distance ourselves from the Wild West crypto that's going on. Like
because we're not part of it.
A joke. It's still all a joke. I mean, Bitcoin, Ethereum is so broken right now, and every day it's this thing gets rug pulled, this thing gets hacked. Solana just went down. Like
there's too much invested in all of these shitty things, and that's why they won't let go of them. I wouldn't let go either if I was invested in all that shit. I wouldn't.
Absolutely.
I understand Sailor's dilemma. Michael Saylor's fucking wrecked, dude. He has got to hold on for dear life. He has got so much invested in Bitcoin that if Bitcoin doesn't succeed, he's fucked, man. He is
It's like
literally
being halfway digging a hole into the ground, and you have to keep digging to get out, but you're never gonna get out.
You're never gonna get out, man. He's
literally.
never gonna get out. He's never gonna get out. See, the problem is that Bitcoin never was framed properly because too many people bought it, held it, and needed the price to keep pumping. Bitcoin proved a concept. That was it. That's all it did. It proved that you can stop and fix the double spend. That's it. You can make a cryptocurrency trade peer to peer, and you could stop the double spend, and that's all it did. That's it. It did no more. Everything else it failed at as a currency, as a means of exchange, all that. It's fucking no good. There's so many things out there that are better. So many things that are better. Cash App, PayPal, all these things are better. Zelle, all these things. Venmo, send you money. All I need is your phone number. Boom. I don't need to go get a wallet and go to Coinbase and show them a picture of my butthole and do all that stupid shit to get an account, to send it to a wallet, to trade this, to trade that, to wrap this, to wrap that, to NFT this fucking thing, to NFT that fucking. I don't have to do any of that bullshit. There's better products. So Bitcoin proved a concept. That was it. And then Ethereum came out and proved the other concept, which was now you can program this shit. You can make it do what you want. Oh, really? Let's see. Oh, wow. That's cool. You can make that shit do what you want? Okay. Well, unfortunately, Ethereum's broken too, because now what happened? $300? Cost me $300 to end stake yesterday. $300.
I'm sitting here looking at a day 4 stake that I did, and it's for the smallest ones are like 97 hex, like $1,000 to unstake 97
Holy
hex.
Shit. So I was diligently watching because I've got a stake that needs to come out, and I was watching it, and so I caught it. So it was at $580 was like where it was fluctuating. Then it would drop into 400s, and I was not going to pay. I'm a cheapskate. I'm not.
No, I feel that. I feel that.
Know? I mean, I tweeted out, hey, ETH, fuck you. And it was I was pissed. So I finally caught it at like $306. $306.
Damn.
So I caught it. I hit the freaking transact button, and I ended stake. It took that motherfucker 12 hours to fucking end stake.
Fuck off.
So I had to I'm like, oh my God, is this transaction going to fail? I'm going to have to pay another fucking $500 or $600. It's going to cost me
that was my first
$900.
thought.
I was like, oh, I was fucking pissed, man. And so
I'm in the weird situation where like the
stake is almost less than.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, do I go and drop like $600 or $700 to try and end stake this? No guarantees that it will actually end stake, just to try and end stake it. Or do I just go out and rebuy the amount of hex that I would lose just that way? And you can all have it bled out. Enjoy the bleeding out.
What's up, Lethal Dose and Motley? Yo. What's up, dude?
Oh, geez, I ran off Lethal Dose.
Yeah, as soon as you popped up, man, Lethal Dose split. What's happening, dude?
What's up? What's up? Just Cabana running 6-hour streams now.
Holy crap.
I was going to go to bed, but I miss you guys, so I thought I'd hop on and shoot the shit a bit.
So
yeah. Well, I mean, I saw the pirate not too long ago, but I haven't talked to Mac in a while, so I miss the guy.
No, we got to hang, man. That was an interesting restaurant we went to that night.
Which one? The Big K one or
no, fuck that one.
The French one. Oh yeah, that one was awful.
We went into
the Scandinavian one,
the Big K one.
Scandinavian one was trash. The French one was good. I was pleasantly surprised by the French one. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, we went to this French restaurant. It was like opulent, like the whole place was like just glitter and glitz and
bro. The maitre d' wanted to throw my ass out from the rip, like so So
We're in there in
RG,
t-shirts.
Hexo, his wife, they're already there, and like they were already kind of like filled up, so they had like spots at the bar taken, and then they like reserved the rest for us to show up later. And like Brent and his girl were coming out, and so it was like me, Huddle Dog, and Wendy's. And like, so we come in and we didn't know where we were. And like, we didn't really see like the host and the maitre d' and everything over to the side. We just kind of like barged in and we're like, oh, there's the bar. And like, we ran halfway across the restaurant and then realized no one's sitting there. They're literally just making drinks there. Like, where do we sit? And so we're like looking around all lost. And like, we finally like look back and we see like the hosting center and the maitre d' and they look pissed. And so we're like, oh, we should probably go check in over there. So we run back and we tell the guy, it's like, hey, we're meeting some friends. They're at the bar, wherever that is. And they're like, no, we're full. And we're like, well, they said they have it reserved. It's like, no, it's not possible. And we're like, okay, hold on a second. So I think I called Captain. I was like, hey, they're like not letting us back. And so they sent someone from the back to like come get us. And this miniature D was like 4 foot. He was like Brazology's height. He was like 4'8". Fucking, the dude came and started like talking to him and whispering in his ear. He looked so pissed. I wanted to like pat him on his head as I was walking by. It's like, it's okay.
He was saying these guys are ordering some freaking serious shit, man. Let them back here.
Yeah, just let them back. Yeah, pretty much.
They're paying customers.
Yeah, we don't look like we belong. And it's funny, right? So like we got back there and had a good time. But like Brent showed up later, and Brent's really put together. He's sophisticated. Everything looks clean. I'm sure he had no issues coming back whatsoever. But like us three hooligans barging in, they're like, "Fuck this! You guys got to go." We're just not meant for fine dining. I was
thinking about the other restaurant we went to with the.
Oh my god, that was the circus.
That was crazy.
Oh, they hated us, I'm sure, but we had so much fun.
What was the cuisine at that other place?
It was like 3 different forms of like caught, like awful fish.
Oh, you're talking about the Scandinavian shit.
Yeah.
Like are you talking about the Scandinavian or French?
The one on RG where you said the crackers were shit.
Oh, that was Scandinavian.
The crackers, the potpourri crackers. Yeah, this
thing. It tasted like somebody put potpourri on a fucking cracker, man.
Shoved it in your mouth and just said enjoy.
Like, but because you're trying to like get rid of all the fishy taste that you've been eating, and it's like, oh, a fucking cracker. Well, God save me, And you bite this cracker, and it's like, no, fuck you too.
Potpourri crackers, chicken liver paste, not even like good kind of fish. Like most of the fish was like bait fish, like fish I would consider to use as bait.
Like herring.
Yeah, herring and stuff. Like different pickled herring, mustard, herring covered in mustard. It was just like, all right, I get it. I've had enough herring. Like,
I forgot about the paste. They made like,
I kind of like the chicken liver paste a little bit.
Well, because it was like liverwurst. It tasted like liverwurst, but it was a really soft, like fucking fluffy pate, and it was just a weird texture. But it was still tasted like liverwurst, which was like.
And our entire table's going like, this looks like the poop emoji. Like, bro, you can't take us anywhere. Like we were clowning. Like
these people are serious about the food.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that so much.
We're laughing our asses off.
Bro, you could see their regret every time they brought a new plate out because they knew we were going to talk shit about it in like loud and obnoxious manner. And yeah, it was bad. But I mean, the dinner was amazing. We had an awesome time. Like, we all a lot of us got to meet Sai for the first time, so that was really dope. We just had a lot of fun. That was like the first dinner to like really kick everything off.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it, even if the food was shit.
I'm glad you guys had a good time.
Yeah, it was a great time.
It was so much fun.
It was a
I wish more of the Aussies got out there, if any. I don't know if any got out there.
I don't think there was any.
We'll be there.
Remember
we'll be there. We'll be out there soon enough.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think
that'll happen at some point, dude.
I would
knock on wood.
I would go for another London event, man. I mean, I liked London, to be honest. I never thought it would be
calm down. Calm down with that.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna have a Euro event, I think you're right.
No, let's switch it up.
I like London.
Would you like if we're gonna have a European event again? Would you put it like in Europe? No,
like in an island.
Yeah,
like freaking tropical, like sand and sun and bikinis,
okay.
like island, not fucking
I
rock
think-
cold island.
I think
That'd be
Portugal
one
would
of
be
the
a cool place for it for the next
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
I think that would
Portugal
be
would be a
really
good
cool.
one.
Just crypto friendly. There's very few restrictions as opposed to the rest of Europe. I think it would be a good fit. You got warm. You could go to the Algarve and like have the warm weather and everything that like me and RG appreciate, like the tropical birds that we are. Like,
Yeah.
none of this like cold weather, rain. It's just like it's depressing. Like if I wasn't surrounded by
It's
like
true.
amazing people, like the
Yeah.
atmosphere out there would depress the shit out of me.
Yeah.
The weather is
It
not
definitely.
pleasant.
Yeah, because of the
said that
company, I
on
was definitely
Twitter.
able. What's that?
When he got back, he was like, I lived in England at one point, and going back there, god damn, I'm glad I left England. Like, it's such a shithole.
Who was that?
You-
Brent?
The weather,
Yeah.
the towns that there's nothing to really do in a lot of the towns except there's a pub in
Yeah.
a lot of the towns, and it's like,
There's a pub. That's
what
it,
else?
man.
yeah,
There's-
what
Yeah.
else is there? You know,
That's what we did.
so I feel that. I feel that.
like the nicest place there is like Nottingham is it Nottingham or Nottingham?
Nottingham?
Yeah, Nottingham
Nottingham.
is a place. Yeah.
I want to say that's it. Yeah.
I don't know if
But,
it's the nicest place. I know it's a
fucking
place.
High dollars. Like, no, that's where the high dollar shit is. Like they were showing
okay.
me these buildings are like $3-4 million for these little apartments.
Damn.
And I was
Right.
like, holy fuck. Notting
I just
Hill.
Googled
Notting
it.
Hill, not Nottingham, Notting Hill.
Oh,
They're
Nottingham.
both
Notting
places. You remember
Yeah,
that? There's
it
a
was
Hugh Grant
Notting
movie
Hill.
called Notting Hill.
Yeah, and they have like outdoor like street fairs going on in Notting Hill, and then it's
Mhm.
like really an exclusive area to live out there, from what I understand. Everybody was telling us that we were out there. Like this is where you want to live here in this Notting Hill. Like, okay. But didn't look no
I love-
different than in the rest of freaking London.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they all look
I
the
love
same.
that. Like,
Hard pass.
the locals are always like, "This is where you should live. You should live here." It's
They're
like,
like,
you
I'm
are
like,
so
no,
Yeah,
biased.
as they try to sell you
So
their house
biased. yeah.
for $5 million, you can live here too, bro. Just buy my
You
house.
stay and I'll go.
Yeah.
$3 million
No,
for a
thanks.
plate to buy yourself some depression, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Buy a
No,
nice
thank
case
you.
of depression. Well, that's why they don't have guns out there. Probably everybody would fucking be dead by now. They'd have killed
Oh,
themselves.
I need flintlocks and blunderbusses out there, man.
man. Yeah, now they just wheeled around bayonets. That's it.
Yeah,
mean, that's an issue now,
machetes and
so.
shit, chopping each other to shreds.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
Crazy.
So what else
Crazy,
did you do in England? What I saw the party bus. I saw you on the party bus. Was that good? Party bus was good.
You saw us on
remember
the party bus?
party
There was cameras on the party
party
bus?
bus.
That's not good.
Yeah, I saw you on a party bus. Yeah.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
Was it on a
How
stream?
would I-
Was someone streaming?
How would I even be able to say that if I didn't?
I don't know.
I didn't know
I
you
don't
guys-
know. I didn't
I
notice
didn't
there
even
was
know
a
you guys
camera
had
that
a
was
party
streaming
bus.
on the party bus.
There was.
No, he was
Where
just,
did you
he was
guys
just
take
talking
the
about
party bus?
the buses that took us over from the event to Fabric.
Oh,
Did you not ride over on this?
And that's the name of the club.
no, I went.
You guys hired
Yeah.
for the night or sided?
Yeah, we were in limos, and then
Oh, you guys are bougie. Yo, the bus was where it was at though, because we were fucking getting it. They had like DJ. It was a big London double decker bus. They had a DJ. Like everyone's
Oh,
lit
shit.
from the event. Like it was fun.
Damn.
It was only like 7
would-
minutes till Fabric though, so it was like
Yeah,
I wish we
yeah.
could have stayed on the bus longer. It was good.
Well,
To have
It was
a
good
double
time.
decker bus as your party bus in England.
Yo, those are
That's the
dope.
shit. Yeah,
I didn't even
that
get to
is
go
the
to
shit.
the second layer. It was full. I was so upset. I just stay on the
yeah, it
base
was
layer.
just a sausage fest anyway, though.
Oh, there was girls on my bus.
They were with their husbands.
Yeah, it's still fun. I was just having a good time.
I'll never let them live that one down, man. It was like, are you kidding me? You guys rent out one of the most exclusive clubs and then close it off to the freaking public.
Yeah. Next time, turn it into ladies' night and problem solved.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Ladies' night, free
Ladies
ladies' night.
Come in free, drink free.
$100
come on
for
in.
dudes.
Oh yeah, you gotta make it
The
like
first-
stupid. You don't close them off. You're just like $1,000. Come in, guys.
Yeah,
Sorry.
right. Go on in.
Ballers only.
If you're not a Hexican, you're not getting in that fucking club.
You can't afford it. Sorry.
$1,000
Not a
or
Hexican. Can't afford it.
You bring 2 girls and $100 and you can get in, or $1,000.
Oh no, they need a better ratio than 2 to 1 because they got to make up for like the 95% ratio we have in the club. So they need to bring like 3 to 5 at least. They got to come with an entourage.
95. I
Can't
think
come
it's
with
more like
2.
98.9.
I was being generous. I didn't run the numbers, but yeah, it's definitely high. It's definitely high.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I don't think anyone was like streaming, like properly streaming on the buses, but I was on Maddie's birthday stream and people kept calling in from like the places, like A-Bit called in from wherever he was at a bar somewhere.
In New York.
Other people were calling in. Someone called in when they were, must have been on the party bus, and that's how I saw you.
Oh,
This is not
okay, that
it's
makes
not
sense.
like there was an actual
Yeah, I did not know
party
we were
bus
being filmed,
stream or
but sweet.
anything.
Yeah, that's cool.
You're always being
So how
watched.
long were you both out there? How long were you out there, RG?
Oh shit! I got stuck an extra day because my flights got all screwed up. So I was there. Till I left Monday. Yeah, I left Monday.
The 6th.
So, the 6th. Yeah, I left the 6th. I was there from the Tuesday prior to the. I was there from the. When was the event? The 2nd, right? So I got there the 1st. So I left the 30th. I got there the 1st. So I was there from the 1st till the 6th. So it was a nice day. It was a week.
Yeah.
It was a nice day.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
It was
good.
a nice day.
Exact same
Same
time
for
for
you,
me
Mother?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
exact same time.
And
Had
the
an
trip,
amazing
the
time.
flight,
Was also happy to
first
leave.
I gotta say, it was like the perfect amount of time there. You know, it was like I got to see everything, enjoy it, and then skedaddle.
And gone.
And I'm out of here. Not that
Flights
it's
are good?
any better here right now, because you know it's like 60 degrees here in Cali, man. We're freaking hurting.
Really? It's warmer in Florida right now. Like we're chilling over here. We're like 70 something. Yeah.
It's summer here and it was pissing with rain.
There's people
yesterday.
in other states going, "Fuck you guys, man."
Yeah.
20
It's getting a little nippy out here in December, you know?
Yeah, it's
Might have
60,
to-
man. It's killing us.
I have to
Put my
put away
shorts
the
away.
tank top soon, maybe. Yeah. Put some sleeves back on my shirts, maybe.
Reattach the sleeves.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's
rough.
Yeah. Oh. Well, Testnet launched Motley. What's up?
Yeah, V2 launched. We had David Feeder on. Some cool news that he put out. If you guys didn't hear already,
What was he
the
saying?
validators and the people that delegate to them, they won't. When they get slashed, it won't cut into your principal. You'll just lose out on the fees that validator was supposed to earn. So the validator will miss out on the fees, and then if you're delegated to them, of course you're going to miss out on those fees as well. So that's kind of cool. It's not going to cut into your principal. Then we played around with some other kind of interesting things to think forward. So there's 33 validators, right? And they're always going to be competing. You essentially become a validator by having the most pulse staked out of, the top 33. And so there's going to be a lot of competition, especially in those lower rankings. Those guys are probably going to offer you better rewards. And let's say you delegate to one of those validators because you want the higher yield, but they're also more susceptible to getting knocked out of the validator list. So David was explaining to us the epoch occurs essentially every day where the system reevaluates who the 33 validators are going to be. So who essentially has the most pulse staked. And let's say you stake to the number 33 validator because he's giving you all the fees. He's giving you the highest return. You're like, fuck it, I'm going with that guy. But let's say he doesn't have enough pulse when the epoch turns around the next day. You could be locked in to someone who ends up not becoming a validator. So you can miss out on a whole day of yield because then you have to end stake your pulse and then you have to redelegate to someone else. So it's kind of this balance act of like, who's going to give you the most return, but then also there's going to be a lot of juggling for position, probably at those lower validator positions. So it's going to be interesting to watch it play out, especially as we get more information.
All this is going to be so much fun and excitement. This next year is going to be fucking crazy cool.
We have something to talk about besides Hex.
It's going to be
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's
like-
going to be great.
we picked all through it, and now we have our own ecosystem on, and then delegating and validators and our own blockchain and building and the process of that. And it's a lot coming. Largest LP farming thing that we've ever seen. Airdrop. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be a fun ride. And like, yeah, V2 is a big step with that. V2, and then Richard's talking about freaking PulseSwap sacrifice going live before the end of the year. Like, that's huge if you can actually make good on that. And then he said a couple weeks after that, mainnet launch. So you can look at maybe a couple weeks to a month or so after that if everything runs smoothly.
Yep. Are you guys running a test node? Yes, we are. Testnet node. Yes, we are. David Fetter is running our node. So yes, we are, and he's on top of it. Not a better guy to be running a node than him. That guy is so freaking excited and fired up about it. He's all over that shit like a fat
Super
kid
nerd.
on a cupcake, man. He is. Super he's all over that thing, man. You could.
Dude, I love David's enthusiasm.
Yeah.
For what he wants to do.
Oh yeah. It's contagious.
That's underrated, man. It is, and it's you just know that's where his heart's at, man. I fucking love knowing that about people. Not hiding their shitty intentions or whatever. That dude is just out there and fucking loving it. Good on you.
You know,
bro.
that's been the best thing about meeting all the Hexicans is seeing their intentions and seeing who they are and actually getting to know them and like just seeing how down everybody is, you know, for what it is that we're doing and just wanting to be part of it and wanting to be part of the community. It's just free. It's cool,
amazing.
Man. I love these meetups because it just every time. I mean, now we're starting to like now we're starting to see each other like every few months. It's like I see Hexo like every couple months. It seems like it's like now Motley, I've seen him a bunch of times. So now it's like we just keep ending up in the same places, and before you know it, that's what's gonna be like some big family, you know.
Absolutely. Look around. These people are going to be here for a decade plus with you. Build them up.
Yeah. Whether you like it or not.
Figure out how to use it.
And we just so happen, turns out they're all amazing people. Thank God.
Thank fuck.
Yeah. I mean, there's nobody that I've seen is like just a freaking dick, you know. It's like, who the fuck is this guy? And I haven't seen that yet. I mean, I had a couple people supposed to punch me in the face, but they didn't. So,
isn't that going around?
Weird how that works, right? Meet someone in person, it kind of changes a little bit.
I guess I don't know if I met those people or not, but I didn't get punched in the face.
They're probably there.
They probably fucking took a selfie with me and spit in my face.
The other thing is that those people, you do see them fall off. They might be here for a minute, but then 3 months later, you look back and they're like, yeah, they're not here anymore. Cool. Move along. Keep marching towards that fucking #1 spot. That's the goal of this whole thing.
World domination.
Take over crypto. Yeah. Get out of the way.
I mean, crypto. Yeah.
Get out of the way. We're coming
Taking
through.
over crypto is too small.
Yep.
Yeah, crypto's too small for us. We've already beat crypto's ass. Crypto's done.
Oh.
I mean, they're still over there playing with their NFTs and themselves. And we're going to be like moving into the next fucking level crypto right here. This is next level shit. Pulse and Hex together is next level. World hasn't seen anything like this. This is next level shit. And they're going to be like still crying over NFTs and the price of Bitcoin like next year. And we're going to be like taking over the freaking world finance. It's going to be insane.
Hopefully they learn. I mean, I think a lot of them have changed their tune, whether or not they've come out publicly to admit it or not. But a lot are secretively on this PulseChain train right now, just trying to, try to make up for their ignorance on the first go around. And hopefully, as they stay in the ecosystem and they see the gains, and hopefully they can peel back the layers of Hex like we all did, and maybe at some point, they come out and realize just like, hey, I was wrong, and have the balls to actually admit it, right? Like, it's one thing to just be wrong and just move on, but like when you can actually admit you're wrong and learn from it and progress, like, it's hard. Not most people do it.
Did you see that guy this week, just in the last week, who like made a video apologizing to Richard? And
no,
I didn't see that.
An initial hater. I don't have a link, and I didn't watch the video, but I
Damn
did
it.
see.
What?
Yeah.
I don't have a link. I didn't watch the video,
That
but it
is-
happened.
It did. I'll try and find it later, and I'll send it out. But
Okay.
you're watching some capitulation happen in real time,
Oh yeah.
which is a
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's gonna.
it's a fun
they're gonna
thing.
capitulate a lot pretty soon. It's gonna be like the Titanic. You know, it's gonna slow and then crypto's freaking done, dude. It's done. I am.
I was about to say, I hope we're not the Titanic. Like, what the fuck?
No, I'm talking about crypto.
We're
Man.
the iceberg, bitch.
You were the iceberg. Where the fuck did this shit come from? Actually, that's pretty accurate.
They're playing
He
with
was
themselves.
steering into
They're
it.
not doing anything. You know, they're still like trying to slap stuff on Bitcoin like it's going to get better, and it's just not going to get better. You know, and Ethereum, it's obvious. If Vitalik could have fixed ETH, he would have fixed ETH. Why would he go like 2 years and let ETH fuck everybody over like that and just be a wreck? You know, I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's just a lot
Because
harder
he's
to
being
adapt the
too-
code at this point while it's running too, right? Like we have the freedom of being able to do all this stuff without having the chain running already. So like we get all this time to test it, run through everything, make sure everything works. Essentially just pick up the baton that he left for us. Just pick up and run with it. We just get to build what Ethereum 2.0 is supposed to be in the future if we ever do get to see it. And we just get to, unfortunately, we just get to go ahead and front run them on it. We got it. You had it. We got it.
You can also like I feel like Vitalik's been compromised now. Like he's
You think so?
either
I think he's
cut
just
a
too off
deal
in
with
his
the
own world.
miners or the V's. That
I
that
think
could
he's a little
mean
too
the
disconnected. I
exact
think he's a
same
little too
thing.
disconnected. Yeah,
Yeah,
think-
yeah.
a little too
But,
detached.
like even if he is like disconnected, that is a form of like being compromised. You're not looking out for everyone that you're trying to serve and build being a party and network anymore. You're just not. Like I like these little, you know, Ethereum upgrades that come down the pipeline, but they don't seem to do anything. Or if they do,
No, they
they're not.
fucked us pretty hard, actually.
Yeah,
the,
they're not
the
doing
S
anything
load,
for the
like
user.
when it actually, fuck over
Yeah,
all the
we got-
cryptos that actually use computation on Ethereum. Like that one hurt.
Yeah, the
like that one
world
eventually
computer
bred
that they were trying to
PulseChain.
build.
How many
Yeah,
projects
and then
now
you
are just
penalize
completely
computations.
unusable on Ethereum?
A crap
Most.
ton.
Most,
Most.
yeah, most of them
Most.
are.
So ETH
I mean,
is
if you think
like,
about it,
Well, they weren't usable before ETH was fucked up. To be honest, they were shit tokens. I mean, they were
That's
all
true.
centralized
But
crap bullshit.
it just
you know?
goes back to even being able to transact at like next to no fees. Like, I mean, Vitalik made the point back in the early days. The same thing when he was giving Bitcoin shit. He's like, it shouldn't cost a nickel to transact on Bitcoin. Look how far
Oh,
we've come
God.
from that
that
video,
quote
you
will
know?
haunt him forever.
Oh, yeah.
Forever,
But
that quote will haunt him.
I don't know if he cares, bro. Again, I just think he's a little too out
Yep.
there, a little too disconnected to really see it.
I agree, 100%. Even someone like, you know, friggin' Elon
One
Musk,
second. I'll be right
as
back.
genius as he is sometimes, I feel like he is off, disconnected from shit as well. Like the Mars thing, you know, like
Well-
what's the point in that?
well,
I get it,
you see-
but there's so many more problems here that need fixing before we could fucking do that shit,
See,
man. Like
I'm a little torn on that, and I think it's just kind of like the inner kid in me because like I've always liked sci-fi and space travel and all that stuff, and I think
I'm about it.
ultimately,
I'm about it.
yeah, I think ultimately you do want the human civilization to colonize other planets because I mean it's inevitable that this one goes.
Yeah.
I mean that's way down the line. So inevitably we have to go that direction, but I think probably Richard's solution is more meaningful in the short term, which is like longevity, fix the tissue, fix the meat, and then the really truly brilliant minds live longer and they get like an Elon and they get to create cool stuff like that. So like that
Yep.
that should probably be the primary focus early on, and then you can start branching out from there. But I mean,
Mhm.
it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, and there'll be a lot of good stuff that stems from it. But yeah, I think where Richard is
agree.
kind of gearing up for his end goal, I think it's more pressing. I think it's more important that we focus on the humans first, and then we can branch out from there.
I think the reason that I compared them is just like they seem disconnected in some sense, Vitalik and Elon. Like, I like Elon.
They're
I don't
autistic to a
think.
degree, bro. They're on such a different spectrum of intelligence.
Yeah,
Like it,
yeah.
they don't function like what we assume normal people would function like.
Like
They're
Elon said a
missing
lot of
a
shit.
component.
They just fucking has wrecked people. Just wrecked
Yeah.
people. All of
And it's
these
just a game
tweets
for him,
about
right?
Doge and like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, bro? What is that?
He's like
It's a
turned that
game?
into like just a game of his in spare time, and it's just, again, I think it just shows you that they're missing some serious like just social interaction components where like they don't like, bro, you think it's fun to you, but like you are wrecking people. Like my wife's mom was like invested in Doge, and I mean she got caught up in that thing too. It's just like you wreck people like that, and to you it's fun, but you're destroying people that just don't know better.
A lot of people also don't engage with that like people getting wrecked thing until they're the ones getting wrecked. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you just let him get away with it until it's you that gets wrecked by Elon Musk, and then it's like, oh no, now we got to take
Now
it
I got a
seriously. Now we got
problem.
to do something. Yeah. Like what? You should be able to register
and
if someone's wrecking people just across an industry. That's not a good thing. Let's not support that.
And I think it goes to show you how powerful the Hex community is and how unique it is, because like for us, like this is our family. Like you can look in this chat right now, we know most of these people in this chat. Like we've talked and met them and seen them on camera, or maybe seen them at an event for the past like 2 years. Like it's not just avatars and random funny names and stuff. Like we've seen these people for years and years now, and it's going to continue to just grow that relationship and that bond moving forward. So like for us, like when someone in our community gets hurt, like Hex 19, like that's a big deal. Like that's not where other communities, they wouldn't even bat an eye. Oh, some random person got hacked. Like it wasn't a random person for us, right? It was someone who's a community member
Somebody
that
we
we know,
actually
and
met,
it
you know.
hurt. Yeah, it
And
really,
look at what the
really hurt.
community does. They instantly rally around that person, and they're like, "Are you okay? You know, how has this affected you?" There's a real lack of just care in this world. Period.
Yeah, in general.
Yeah.
People, I think that's the thing too, is like a lot of this community is like, I mean, I think people in general are like seeking that out, and like when people come here, they find it in this community. They find people that really do care what you have going on, what you have to say, and like people are hungry for that stuff. We saw that early on with like Joe Rogan's podcast and why it did so well. It's like people were so fed up of all these sound bites and these clips that the media sends you. Like people were hungry just for a real conversation anymore.
Yeah, something real. That is really what it what
Thanks, buddy.
A lot of people
thanks for
55 there. Far out. You the man.
Thanks,
He's out there setting up his OPSEC. He's been setting up OPSEC for the last week or so. Sick man. Sick man. That's all I can say. I'm not gonna dog him, but it's sick man. Oh man. Oh, I got back from London, and my Dr. Shudnecki, the one I had on the show a couple of weeks ago, she's got me on this cleanse, this freaking like vegan cleanse thing to, you know, lose weight and clear your system. I'm taking this fucking shake, man, and my kidneys feel like they're beating the shit out of me right now. They hurt so bad. They hurt so bad. I'm drinking as much water as I can. You know, when I drink water, it goes away, but then boom, it just man. This stuff.
Did she explain what that
brutal.
might be?
Yeah. I called him. I said, hey man, I thought I slept wrong, and I went and tried to go back to sleep, and no, it feels like my kidneys. I drank some water, and they're like, yeah, sometimes your body starts, you know, detoxing, and it just, you know, has a tough time kicking out all the toxins and stuff, and just got to drink a lot more water. So the more water I drink, the better it feels. But if I stop drinking water, man, it's like
you're in trouble.
Fuck you. My kidneys like boom, boom, boom.
Well,
man,
that's the thing I've started to notice, especially as I finally start to travel Europe more, is like they don't like drink water that much out there. Like it's beer, wine, whatever. Like Bottles of water are like €4. Like they give you a little glass. They might fill it up a little bit like the tap water. Usually, depending on where you're at, it's not always the best. And they just don't drink water. And like I always feel dehydrated as hell when I'm like going around Europe now because no one seems to drink water out there. All you guys just drink your beer and wine nonstop. I'm like, I just want to get hydrated for a little bit, guys. My body's not designed to not drink like a liter of water or two a day.
Yeah.
That's a big deal as well. I just want to say that while we're on the topic of water, stay hydrated. It's such a game changer. I'd spent like, because I'm doing the fasting thing, and I've been doing the fasting thing for like a year.
You look good, bro.
Thanks, man. I lose connection to that, like, oh, you got to stay hydrated all the time thing. And within the last like 2 or 3 weeks, I've just completely flipped that. It's like a tension thing. If you're not drinking enough water, you get like tension headaches, or I get I notice them enough that I'm getting tension. You get like stressed out from not being hydrated properly. Get fucking hydrated. It's such a big deal.
I mean, you could go
eat clean.
You could
be
go
hydrated.
You go whales only with it, right? It's just math. Your body is 75% water. I think you need to replenish it at times, right? Otherwise, you're going to stop functioning properly.
Yeah.
Pretty
Some of you motherfuckers with the shit you're putting in your bodies, you need to get some more water in you. Wow.
That too.
You need something better than water to go through.
I'm sure there were some party favors in London for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I didn't even see a bar in there, but they were all fucking schnockered up, man.
And where? In Fabric? There's definitely drinks.
No, not in Fabric. And at the event. Where was the bar at in the event?
Oh, it was the main room off to the left. They had like the little makeshift bar up there. They were handing out what's that common beer that I think it started with a P. What was that common beer that everyone drinks up there? Peroni. I think they had a bunch of Peronis, champagne, and some other stuff over there. But we killed that. I think we ran through the alcohol pretty quick at that event, actually.
Yeah, it was. They were lit pretty quick, and then.
They have a tab on that.
No, I think it was open bar.
It was open bar. Yeah.
Yep.
But at Fabrique, man, that's when people turned it on, man. They were
Fabrique.
Fabrique.
Yeah, people were sloshed, man. Because like, it's funny. You'll have the conversations with people like early in the night. Everyone's, for the most part, clear, concise, good conversation. Man, time we got to Fabric, like people were like, you see them start teetering. You're having to like catch people from falling over. You got people
caught that one
into
homeboy like 2 or 3 times, man.
I know who you're talking about too. You don't even have to tell me. I know who you're talking about falling.
He wasn't on.
He's a big boy too.
He was a big boy. And he wasn't on 2 legs. He was aiding himself with a freaking a crutch.
A cane.
And I don't know if a cane. I don't know if he was had an issue or if he had hurt himself or whatever. But he was about to hurt himself real bad because the motherfucker, like, I caught him like 3 times. And I saw other people catch him too.
Yeah, that's 4 times.
Lend a helping hand when I could.
And that was like within a short period of time. Homeboy was he was lit up, man. He was lit up, and he shouldn't have been out there on 3 legs trying to fucking.
Yeah. Everyone was. I had a good conversation with one of Kool-Aid's friends, Space Cowboy, out there with his crazy mohawk and stuff. But we had like
yeah. He's been on
we had a
FN Hangout.
Yeah, he's come on before.
Once, yeah. That's true.
Yeah, he does a lot of real estate in Hawaii, but really cool guy. And then we had some deep conversations at Fabric, and I think I was a little buzzed, so I was getting my feels a little bit. But yeah, it was good times. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. So you glad you took the journey? You glad you went?
Oh my god, yeah.
Fuck
I'd be very, very upset if I didn't.
Yeah,
very upset.
I feel that. Don't worry.
Man,
I'll take that.
Bro,
one.
I gotta hang out with Hodl Dog so much that shit was fun. I love Hodl Dog.
Dude, he messaged me. He messaged me before, like a week before the event, and was like, "Hey man, you coming out? I'm so excited to see you, Rara." I'm like, "Oh, fucking Jesus." But yeah, even from that, I don't think I'd ever had a a DM with Huddle Dog before that, and it was just like, oh,
Yeah.
you just messaged out of the blue, like excited that I could be potentially coming. I'm like, dude, you're a G, and you know it.
Yeah, we were at the same hotel, so like every night after we finished whatever we were doing, like we'd always like regroup back at his place and just crash and have a good time, and yeah, it was
Nice.
fun. It was fun.
It looked like a lot of fun. A lot of fun. There was obviously like you're sitting there and you're watching some stuff and you're like, this is a bit cringe from the side that I'm on. I'm watching everything on a screen. But then I
Right.
reckon with like the highest of stakes documentary and that all that footage comes out and it's nice, professional. It's like, I think that'll be
Yeah, well,
like
it's fun.
a
It's
good
funny.
representation.
We were talking about before earlier on Cabana's stream. It's just like I didn't even know the speakers and Richard and everything was going on. Like I was too engrossed with my conversations and like like the audience couldn't hear the speakers. Like the audio came great for the documentary and everything like that, and the streamers, which was good. But like the people there, like when they were telling us to quiet down, like a lot of us didn't even know like the speakers were up or Richard was up.
Well,
Like,
they
we were
didn't
just too
turn the
engrossed.
ones on in the back. The ones in the back were
Yeah,
off,
no one-
and then the ones in the
no
front
idea.
were behind the freaking speakers. So it was,
Yep.
yeah, it was really,
But
really bad. So
Yeah, so we just continued on our conversations, and they kept telling us to be quiet, but you know, Hexicans are too passionate and engrossed in our conversations. We just continue to scream into each other's ears.
Yeah.
That was never gonna
It
happen.
was just yeah, no, there's no way. Everyone's too hyped. Everyone's too hyped to meet each other, so there was no way that
Yeah.
we were toning it down. Just wasn't gonna happen.
yeah, it was,
But it was
good.
it was good. Like I was by the time the event was over, it was time for us to go to Fabric. Like I didn't even go back in the VIP room. I was like, oh shit. And so like I go back there because I didn't even talk to Richard yet, and I was just like everything was winding down. It's like, whatever. I'll just catch him at the club at Fabric. And but I just had too good of a time just hanging out with everyone at the event and just talking. It was just so much fun.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
it was. Yep. All right, guys. Well, we don't want to go 3 hours tonight and talking about London. Testnet
because
2
I
is
only
up,
did
guys. It's
6 hours.
It's happened, and yeah, 6 hours over there. But that's their birthday.
Way
stream,
too long.
so. But
yeah. Cabana's turning
2 hours
60.
is
Everyone,
too
go wish him a happy birthday. Go tell him that Molly said that he sent you to wish him a happy
I'm tweeting that out.
60th
I'm
birthday.
tweeting that out right now.
Tell him how great he looks for 60. He'll love that.
All right, guys. See, on Monday, I might have a guest. I might not. We're still trying to get that dialed in, but we'll catch you next week on the FN Hangout. So we'll see you.
Later, guys.